Hola, Pablo.
All right. Good evening, beloved mighty companions. Let's just start with the light and listen for the voice. And today's joining is belief in choice as heaven.
And I'm being reminded, Jesus was telling Kathleen and I today that the more access we give him to our mind, the more that he just becomes a running voice in our mind. And so that he's reminding me that then choice is less relevant because he's just saying what's most helpful.
And
it's so loving. There's so much love. It's a lot. It's true.
And relishing choice as heaven, he's showing me that somehow there's freedom and what is the word I was just trying to come up with? Freedom and having choice, I think. And there's also autonomy. So I love choice.
yeah, there's a desire for choice and the belief that it will lead to a sense of freedom. And that's the upset that we're looking at today. So let's just go ahead and admit that we have this desire for choice. What desire do we have to not be at peace? In this case would be choice, because choice isn't peace.
I hear yes, I have this desire.
Yeah, this is the time to admit you desire an experience that's not peaceful and admit that you are willing to see it another way. Hard for ego to imagine choicelessness.
And the love that's behind that. It's nothing to fear, but the ego is not going to like that at first, till till it touches the happiness. It's like the way out. Love this desire for choice.
Yeah, choice seems like the way out.
Yeah.
But that is freedom. We think it's freedom, and it's really keeps us in knots.
Yeah. We so want it. So let's just ask Jesus to help us get in touch with the relishing for this experience of choice as heaven, as freedom, as happiness.
I have a very practical example of this earlier today. As I'm sitting in the center, I had to look up some hotels because I'll be leaving and I need something at the airport. And there were so many choices. And I'm looking at it, instead of bringing up some sense of glee and excitement, all it brought up was lots of anxiety. And the irony is, and he's showing me this right now, I'm sitting in the devotional light center and I literally forgot, oh yeah, I could ask Jesus for some help on this.
Yes. So desire not
one
to
of
hear the
those
voice.
Amazing moments of saying, this applies to everything. It's not just hotel selection, but I thought it was ironic that I'm sitting in the center. And even then I forgot, it was that lapse of understanding he's always available to help for whatever it is. So, so that's my story.
Yeah. Choice is not peaceful.
But again, you can just glide into a sense of the ease and comfort that is available.
Yeah.
We just allow, again, as Laura was saying, the access. Come, help me, ask me is what he tells us in our sessions all the time.
Right.
So Jesus find out.
What Spirit showed me was the ice cream store. And through guidance, he will still lead us to get a flavor, but it will be via the Holy Spirit and not from the ego. And therefore it will be the best ice cream ever, no matter what flavor it is. So, yeah, I like that analogy. Kind of helps bring some practicality to it.
Yeah, I was hearing that it's like I use choice, the desire to use choice to limit the guidance or to delay asking for help. That's what I was hearing. That it's like misuse of choice to delay the guidance.
Yeah, the ego is really clever at finding ways to do that. Finding ways to deny divinity and return to the play. So we already admitted to the desire for choice as heaven, the belief in that. Do we feel that we've fully admitted to the relishing of it, or Jesus, is there more to see here before we go deeper with you?
Go deeper is what I mean.
Okay. So I desire an experience of choice, thinking it's heaven when it's actually hell? And what is it that is below our current level of awareness? I heard a word, but did anyone hear anything?
Yeah, what I was hearing is that I view choice as being very benign. Oh, it's chocolate or vanilla, whatever. However, since there seems to be unlimited number of choices to make in any given moment, I'm constantly preoccupied with choice and feeling some sort of power rather than listening within.
Yeah, the word I heard was obsession,
Yeah.
and that is never peaceful. So, yeah, so if you feel obsession, you desire an experience of obsession. So, obsession with choice, obsession with anxiety. Is anyone hearing anything different, or should we continue down that line?
I think as we continue relishing, it's the experience here that
I was also hearing
more
Yeah.
comes up. Yeah, we just all start hearing more because we're really focusing on wanting choice as
Right.
heaven. And when
The
we start to do
relishing.
that, yeah, Jesus starts giving us messages.
Yeah.
And it's a deep one,
Mm-hmm.
really want it.
Deeply relished, yeah.
Ooh, I felt, yeah, something open up there. That's good.
It's like we're gonna think, oh, I'm fine with this. And then there's gonna be a moment where we want to make a choice.
Yeah.
Preference, it's so tied to preference.
Mm-hmm.
Preference is happiness.
What ego defines as happiness is actually fear, is what I heard.
I'm relishing the tremendous personal power that we perceive is attached to the idea of choice.
Oh, yeah.
You can even see how it's interwoven into our ideas about what kindness is and thoughtfulness, and
Yeah.
it's just really there's a lot with choice.
Mm, yeah.
I'm hearing the phrase my personal kingdom. So there's so much relishing of
Mm.
the connection and the infinite choice, my personal kingdom. And that's what I want to stay corralled in, my personal kingdom. Get that
Yeah.
out.
Did a joining before now and kingdom was the word that came up too. My personal kingdom, my kingdom, your kingdom. Yeah. So it's like we give in to choice, even though on a deeper level we know that it's guilt in favor of this, like building up our kingdom, our personal possessions, like even beyond things like our mental kingdom. Yeah. To protect ourselves from God's kingdom, from the heavenly kingdom. Yeah.
saying no to ego, Jesus in the desert, where he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan, away from me." And those thoughts for choice,
Right.
yeah. And that the thoughts will leave. Like if we just say no and don't give it any attention, and stay in the light, they'll vanish.
What I heard was we believe that it's complicated. And I heard that we believe it's complicated because we don't want to hear the voice. So the simplicity of the voice is being blocked out of our awareness. And that's why it feels complicated. So let's just ask Jesus, do we have a desire to make this complicated?
Yes. And I'm just talking about the grocery store.
Yeah. 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 Not a Fortune 500 company, a trip to the grocery store.
Reading labels.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, if we feel complexity in making the right choice, then that means that we desire an experience of complexity in making the right choice. Or in experiencing choice at all. Yeah.
I'm getting the relishing of feeling all knotted up, and knotted spelled N-O-T and K-N-O-T.
Not, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the
Knotted
ego
up.
loves that. It's a spinner.
Yeah. So we desire the feeling of being knotted up, of being wound up. I want that. It feels desirable for some reason. So Jesus, help us to get in touch even more with the relishing of that knotted up, wound up feeling. Yeah. The word I heard was conflicted. When there's a personal kingdom involved, it's like we're conflicted which right choice to make. Is it this one or is it this one? Yeah.
Every personal kingdom needs a ruler. So
Yeah.
we put ourselves on the throne and thinking that that is going to bring us heaven. And of course,
Yeah. It doesn't lead to peace or happiness. It's like the opposite.
but we love it. I love my throne. I love my throne. I love my king.
Yeah. So it feels like example 2 is what he's leading me to look at here, where it says, if you feel angry or upset, sad, or frustrated, you desire an experience of feeling angry, upset, sad, or frustrated. And we can add to that, if you feel wound up or twisted up, you desire an experience of feeling twisted up. So, Jesus, what miracles are needed to clear this misperception, the choice to feel twisted up? What's miscreating this experience of twisted upness below my current level of awareness, below our current level of awareness? Ooh.
I'm hearing that just the constant deluge of choices to make, we think we have to make, creates anxiety. You know, is this the right choice, the wrong choice? What's going to happen? There's this constant noise going on in the mind around choices.
Yeah.
And I love all the noise. I love it all.
It kind of reminds me of like, this is what Spirit showed me, was like a little kid showing up at a theme park and like being like, I want to do this, I want to do this, no, I want to do this. And it's like just this overwhelming amount of like, it's kind of like excitement, but it doesn't feel very good. Like it's just kind of like a lot of anxiety, really.
Yeah. Too many choices.
Yeah.
And how hard we can be on ourselves when we judge the choices that we make. We're not judged for this. He's just
Yeah.
showing how it limits our awareness of what's real. If we really are. This one. You know, he's showing me a more dramatic, like, you know, a choice to do something, and then maybe somebody gets hurt, and then
Yeah.
the guilt that comes with that.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. So I'm being directed by him to look at this number 5. It says, I will remind you not to look upon the error and make it real. This is a denial of yourself. Look not at the experience. Join with me to look directly at the desire below the experience. Ask me if you desire the experience you are having, in this case, twisted up. And if I tell you that you do desire it, admit that you do indeed desire the experience. Admission of the desire is powerful. It is no longer holding on to the denial that you are indeed denying divinity. This leads to very fast release and acceptance of the miracle. In other words, you are admitting that you do have a desire to deny that you are light through experience. Ask me then what to do and listen for the answer. Okay, so we admitted to twisted upness, but perhaps there's some more relishing that we could get in touch with on that. Can you show us the relishing, Jesus? Oh my. Oh. Hmm. I just heard I need do nothing. And along with that was trust. Just trust. Yeah.
And he's showing me how, like, the ego thoughts will try to push their way in, and they're very impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Even wanting to
So what we desire is a distraction from the light, you would say? Is that what you're hearing? distracting ourselves with the play of consciousness.
Yeah, it's like not staying with beingness.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that like following, because light is so fast in terms of consciousness, how it plays and moves. In my experience,
Yeah.
you can just feel it as almost like a jolt.
Ah, yeah. There's a little twinge.
Anything that doesn't feel like absolute like
Mm.
radiance, it's like it just bubbles up when we set all of that aside in the mind. The angels and choirs, singing.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that I think through choice, I'm going to make a better choice, and therefore I'm going to be happier, and there's heaven in that. So there's constant searching in my mind for the right choice and judging and evaluating. And if I can just make a better choice, then, that's heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. In some spiritual circles, there's this idea of upgrade. So yeah, that sounds like what you're talking about. Like, maybe I can upgrade my experience in some way.
I'm also seeing, check that, like, that we make some choices trying to avoid guilt, avoid fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like this anticipation of making the wrong choice.
Yeah. I heard a strong message from the voice said, "We are already guiltless and free. There is nothing that we have to do." Yeah. The ego says the opposite. So
You will be taken care of. Well, anyway, but just we're looking.
yeah.
There's a strong addiction to choice.
Yeah.
Just relishing one aspect of, to piggyback a little bit on what Laura had said about making the wrong choice. And what I felt I was shown is that that's so much at play in this consciousness exchange of, oh, I did it again. Look at this. I never get it right. But how much we love that.
Yeah.
We can just swim in those waters for a very long time because we love it. And that choice can bring that up. I was wrong. Or why didn't I investigate this more? The whole deal.
Yeah.
But it's such a play. It's such a play. And it's such an ego ploy as well.
Right. Yeah. I heard that the moment we bathe in the light, the play of consciousness evaporates. So we try to bathe in the light, in the play as much as possible so that doesn't happen. It's like in the holy instant, there is no unholy instant, is what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, and like there seems to be between things, and it's he was just reminding me I'm choosing against myself. I'm choosing against myself. There's nothing out there to choose between.
Yeah.
I'm choosing against myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We want 100% 24/7 miracle. So that choosing against ourselves is what keeps that from being so. Yeah.
And it's a real
Okay.
edge.
What?
It's like it's a real edge for the mind. It's like going to a 20,000-foot cliff, standing right at the edge with your toes hanging over to not
Really?
make a choice. To
Yeah, much
ask
more
for it.
uncomfortable to stand there than just to fall. Yeah.
And yet we
Takes,
see how safe we are. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, takes faith, takes little willingness. Yeah. What?
I need do nothing until I
Need to nothing.
have the
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah, stand there a million years until the spirit says, okay. Well, it feels like it's about time to ask whether we're ready for a miracle or if there's a hidden desire to deny the miracle. Is there anything else that we need to see?
It's like choice is the ocean I swim in. I can't imagine not having choice. The ego
Yeah.
can't imagine.
This, I just heard this passage from the Course, which sure you've all heard, that this last undoing will leave you quite unharmed.
Did you say that again?
This last undoing will leave you quite unharmed. That's a peaceful thing to hear. Yeah. I did get that there's just a bit more here, but we are almost all the way through for now.
Could you say the last part of that?
Oh, I just said I did hear that we're almost all the way through, but there's just a bit more to look at for now. This may not make sense to the logical mind, but I heard that every joining should be viewed as final, as this is it, this is the one, this is going to take us home, and never any less than that. Yeah. Is anyone hearing anything from Jesus? Would whoever has a lot of noise happening be able to mute their microphone? Is that possible? Okay. Well, it feels as if it's about time to ask if we're ready for a miracle on this one.
We could ask if we're holding or releasing with this miracle.
I got releasing. Not seeing much joy in the illusion of choice anymore. Does anyone feel like they're holding on to something?
It feels lighter, less, constrictive.
Yeah. So all I heard was open up to the miracle. Yeah. No. Still something that feels like it's holding on. Oh. Hmm. What I heard was, and this is coming from the ego, pretty sure, was that like I can give up choices, but I want to hold on to preferences. And quickly I heard Jesus say, no, it's the same thing, just a different name.
I'm hearing that there is so much freedom in the state of choiceless awareness.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I remember Papaji said, let your mind not move. For 1 second, let your mind not move.
Seems like there's some kind of wall
Yeah.
where it can go so deep and lots of releasing, but then there's something that just goes really sideways.
I heard leave the wall to me. Don't try to by effort remove it. Give it over to the spirit. Be you in charge. Yeah. This is not a wall that you'll be able to dig through or jackhammer through. I saw all these tools, these power tools, trying to get through that wall, and it's an invincible wall. Only grace. Yeah, only grace.
That's very innocent. It's more connected, I would say, to soothing. Intent to soothe.
Ah,
To be held by the Father.
yeah, you are forever held in love by the Father's grace. Yeah. He is here with us now. He has always been with us since the beginning of time and even before time. And at the end of time, yeah, he will always be here. So your true identity as spirit has never been lost. The kingdom is here and now. Yeah. No need to take a ticket. Wait in line. um, so when I tell you time is right for a miracle, then you'll see that it is already accomplished. This will train you to put all miracles under my control and ask for my help for all miracles. I'm in charge of the atonement and thus know which miracles are to be performed and what timing is best for miracles, as you desire to refuse yourself miracles and thus suffer the effects of not experiencing miracles and hearing my voice, both of which are natural to you. This is what I mean when I say that miracles must not be under conscious control, as consciousness is a desire to control and thus limit miracles. Thus you must rely on my guidance in this regard. So, are we ready for a miracle, Jesus? Oh, yeah. I felt like a big, wide, like a heart, like open. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, we just have to be willing to keep handing it over. And the belief in that it's hard or difficult is only the ego telling us a lie. Mm. We can always hear the voice, which is choiceless. Is anyone hearing anything they'd like to share before we close?
I just hear like asking for help is choosing. Asking for help is choosing to follow the voice.
Yeah.
Within. It's like just asking for help is making the choice for the correction rather than to keep it out of awareness.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I remember Kenneth Wapnick once said, what we don't want to admit is that he's right and we're wrong. And that actually, I felt a lot of peace in that, just the acceptance of the atonement. Yeah. Lean not on our own understanding. And that's why we listen to the voice.
There's no guilt in the not listening.
Nope.
doesn't do that like we might do that to ourselves.
Yeah, no. Well, what's written in the Course is the voice, and it says, you are guiltless and free as the Son of God. So we know that that is the truth. Yeah. We just have to start hearing it inside. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and have a wonderful evening. Namaste.
Thank you.
Hands are. There we go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Blessing.